Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing everybody how to plot points in the plane. Now this is a very important skill because if you don't know how to plot points in the plane, then you don't know how to plot lines, you don't know how to plot any sort of functions. It is pivotal for getting all of that stuff down whenever you go further into the algebra class. So plotting a point is the easiest of the things that you can plot in a plane. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So we have the number line, right? And that goes infinitely in one direction, okay? So if I have another number line that goes straight up and down and makes a little cross with the horizontal number line, I create a plane because it extends infinitely in both directions now, which means I have an infinite plane to work with. So to plot a point on the number line, all you do is you just find what the number is on the number line, then plot it down, right? And it's going to look like something like x is equal to 3. And on this number line, you can plot it down right here. Simple enough. So a plane works the same way, but the things that we plot in planes are called ordered pairs, and they look like this, where we have an x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. And so the horizontal number line that we have is called the x-axis, and the vertical line that we have is called the y-axis. So whichever numbers you have in for x and for y, that's how you know where it's going to go on the x and the y-axis. So I'm going to draw this plane out and have a few examples for you so you can see how this concept works. So let's say I wanted to plot the point 3, 3. So since 3 is our x-coordinate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little vertical line through the 3 on the x-axis here. It's going to look something like this. And that tells me where the x-coordinate of the point is going to be on this plane. I know that this point is going to be somewhere along this blue dashed line that I drew because my x-coordinate is 3. And this line goes through 3 on that horizontal number line. And in the y-coordinate, I also have 3. So what I'm going to do is find 3 on this vertical number line, the y-axis, and then draw a horizontal line through it. Okay? So the point that these two lines intersect is going to be where the ordered pair is in the plane. So notice that this is the same as just shifting 3 units over to the right and then 3 units upwards. So another example, let's say that I had the point -2, 0. So since we have a negative number in here, it's going to work the same way, but we have a -2 in the x-coordinate, so I'm going to find -2 on my little horizontal number line, which we call the x-axis, and then draw a vertical line through it. Okay, so I know that my point is going to be somewhere along this blue dashed line. And then I find my y-coordinate, which is just 0. So that means that it's just not going to shift at all on the y-axis. So it's going to be along the x-axis because that is the point at which y is equal to 0, right? It's not shifting up or down. So I know that my point is going to be somewhere right here, along the x-axis and on this blue dashed line here. So this point is -2, 0. So notice for each of these points, all we're really doing is we're finding our x-coordinate and then shifting however many units it is in that direction on the x-axis, then stopping, and then moving over to our y-coordinate and then making the shift up or down. Okay, let's say that I had the point -3, 4. So you can make this process a bit easier by just examining what the x-coordinate is. I have a -3 in for x, So I'm going to shift 3 units down to the x. And then, since I have a 4 in the y, from there I'm going to shift up 4 units along the y-axis. So if I hop over -3, it's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3. And then I shift over 4 units upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then where I end up is where that point is. Same idea as drawing those lines through there. If I draw the lines through -3 and 4, I'm going to have a point that intersects at -3, 4. And then the last one, let's say that I had 1, -2. So I'm going to shift 1 over in the x-axis right here. And then from there, I'm going to shift 2 down because -2 is in the downward direction for the y-axis. So what that's going to give me is a point right about here. Since we shifted 1, +1 in the x direction and then -2 in the y direction. Okay, let's say that I had the point 0, 2. So take a look at my x-coordinate. I have a 0, so I'm not moving to the left or the right. And I have a 2 in the y-coordinate, so I'm going to be moving up 2. And that's going to give me a point right here. So you can see that with a little practice, you'll be able to plot these points very quickly. Okay, let's say that I had the point 4, 1. So my x-coordinate's 4, so I'm going to shift over to the right 4 units. And my y-coordinate is 1, so from there I'm going to shift up 1 unit. And that's going to give me a point right here. Let's say that I wanted the point 3, -4. So my x-coordinate is a +3, so I'm going to shift over 3 units to the right. And then from there, my y-coordinate is -4, so I'm going to shift down 4 units. And that's going to give me a point right here. And this will be the last point that I plot just to set it in. So what if I have the point -2, -2? So since my x-coordinate is -2, I'm going to shift to the left 2 units. And then from there, since my y-coordinate is -2, I'm going to shift down 2 units. And when I do that, I'm going to get a point right here. So that's all there is to it for plotting points in the plane. It's pretty easy. So it's basically just a combination of number line operations. So you find the x-coordinate, then you move over that designated number on the x-axis, and then from there you find what your y-coordinate is, and then you move that designated number along the y-axis. And then wherever you end up is going to be where the point is on the plane. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys for the next video. Thanks for watching.